Cameras are happy. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, could you give a bit of an update on the front row situation, where everyone's at there?
About, sorry?
The front row situation with Taniela.
No, Taniela, he has a minor injury, but we are going to test him tomorrow and for the game on Sunday. It will be, I hope, ready for the game against Fiji. And after the Slipper and Pony, they are back today and they train with the team. No worries.
So they're available for selection?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. When you get back to the pitch with about rugby with the main during the main session, you will be available.
Pierre-Henry.
Yeah.
Ok, cool. Bonjour, Léo Huisman pour l'AFP. Voilà, ça fait quelques mois que vous êtes dans le staff des Wallabies. Est-ce que vous pouvez revenir sur cette genèse? Comment vous êtes retrouvé là, un peu rapidement, après Castres, et puis voilà, qu'est-ce que ça fait d'être là?
Je peux te répondre n'importe quoi parce qu'ils vont pas comprendre. Donc,
voilà, exactement.
Mais écoute, oui, ça a été rapide, très rapide, et ça se terminera à la fin de la Coupe du Monde. Donc j'en profite. Voilà, c'était un beau challenge, une belle opportunité qui s'est présentée. Après, j'ai passé quelques mois aussi en Australie. C'est un magnifique pays, un beau pays, mais très loin de mon Gers et de la France. Donc il me tarde aussi de retrouver mon département à la fin de la Coupe du Monde, alors le plus tard possible, mais il me tarde.
Comment ça se passe là, voilà, il y a eu le Rugby Championship, mais vous débarquez quasiment. Là, ça fait un tout petit peu plus de temps que vous êtes là. Comment ça se passe?
Le Rugby Championship, ça a été une compétition compliquée et très dure, puisque c'est des grosses équipes qu'on rencontre, que ce soit l'Afrique du Sud, l'Argentine ou la Nouvelle-Zélande. Mais je trouve qu'on progresse de semaine en semaine, et après on a fait un très bon match contre la Géorgie samedi. Mais on a un gros adversaire contre nous dimanche, les Fiji, donc voilà, on s'est préparé à faire le plus gros match possible.
Qu'est-ce que Eddie Jones vous a demandé quand il est venu vous chercher? D'abord, vous étiez libre, ce qui était important. Mais qu'est-ce qu'il vous a demandé?
Il m'a demandé de m'occuper de Leota et de Carter Gordon, parce qu'ils étaient très jeunes. Et non, il m'a demandé aussi d'apporter sur le côté mentalité. Il connaît très bien le championnat français, Eddie. Il sait très bien aussi les matchs qui vont se disputer avant cette Coupe du Monde. Ressemble beaucoup quand même au top 14, c'est-à-dire avec des matchs qui vont être très serrés et des affrontements devant qui vont être très durs, comme on peut avoir toutes les semaines en top 14.
Carter, could you?
Sorry. Carter, just last week, you played very deep, you played a lot of the back, booted the ball a million times. Was that a tactic specific for that game against Georgia? What are you sort of expecting to do this week against Fiji? Presumably kicking the ball to them is not going to pay dividends from Australia.
Secret.
yeah, it's a secret. Last week, it was a little bit of our kicking plan. We wanted to play down there and play that territory, but yeah, we've definitely got some different systems in place.
Do you like that sort of style of game? Because you've always been pretty much like in the front line, getting your fingers dirty.
I like both. I mean, whatever the team needs, I'm happy to do.
What was that experience like, a maiden World Cup outing? How are you heading into that game, and how do you think you went?
Look, obviously a little bit nervous, but yeah, it was unreal when we got out there. The crowd was insane, and to come away with the win too was even better.
What were those conversations like with Eddie when he said you weren't going to be first choice kicker? Like, were you okay with that? Did he explain the reasoning for that and bringing you Ben into the 15 as well?
Look, I think it's the same role regardless on the field. It's just whoever kicks is different. So I mean, in terms of play, everything's the same. So whoever kicks doesn't really matter really.
some tend to speak about when they have a 15 who can kick and play in the back foot as well, almost relieves a bit of pressure off them. I think someone sort of similar. Is that the case with Ben, having Ben in the 15?
Yeah, look, it's always good having another kicking option in the back line, so that's always going to relieve pressure pretty much regardless of what team you're in.
Does it change the way you think about your game and how you approach the game when you're out there? Like, did it take pressure off you in that sense?
No, I'll still prep the same. I'll prep the same every week, regardless if I'm kicking or not kicking. So yeah, it doesn't really change anything.
Early in the game, you had one of your first kicks and it was charged down, led to a penalty straight after the try. What was going through your mind at that stage, and how did you kind of recover from that?
Yeah, nothing really. Just got under the heat there, and he charged it down. So I won pretty quickly and moved on to the next thing.
Carter, how played in some big stages, 80,000 a couple of weeks in a row, MCG, Victoria. How does like the nerves of the first World Cup match compare to other games and big cauldrons as well?
Yeah, I think they're always pretty similar. Regardless of the games, the nerves are always going to be there. So yeah, it's just how you turn them into that energy when you get out on the field.
Yeah, and when the conversation when Ben comes into the side, clearly you guys look like you were pretty well connected there. You guys were embracing each other after a couple of tries. Can you just talk about the relationship between you two and how close you are? Like you're both youngsters, like first real opportunities to make these jerseys your own.
Yeah, definitely close with Ben. The whole squad's getting closer every week, which is unreal. But yeah, obviously come to playing a little bit of junior footy with Ben. So yeah, we've got that relationship there, and yeah, he's a good mate of mine. Same with the team. Everyone's connecting really well and becoming really close mates.
There was some junior footy between like with you two, was it?
Yeah, a little bit. Did a 20s camp together. Did some academy stuff as well. So yeah.
And the conversation with who took the shots, was that a Ben's kicking, or is that a conversation between you and Ben to go, no, Ben's kicking?
No, it was a bit of a conversation for all three of us. So yeah, Ben was kicking really well during the week, and yeah, he was happy to do it on the weekend, and that was it really.
Carter, a bit of a random one, but can you talk us through your haircut? Because your flying mullet sort of became a bit of a trademark, and sort of, I don't know, obviously you're not superstitious cutting your hair, but how did that come about?
Oh yeah, no, I think yeah, it was just a day by day kind of thing. I reckon yeah, I liked the mullet for a little bit there, and then the week before the game, I was out training. It was a bit windy, and my hair was kind of blowing into my mouth and into my eyes, and I was like, it's time for it to go. And Pierre was into me every day for the last probably 2 months. So yeah, that was the main reason.
Did one of your teammates do it, or you went to the salon with like a barber?
No, we tend to get a few barbers in before the games, come into the hotel and cut our hair. So yeah, got one of them to do it.
What was your first test win as a Wallaby, and same for a lot of the young guys in the team? What's that done for your confidence? Has it changed the atmosphere at all?
The first World Cup game.
First test win as a Wallaby?
Oh right. Yeah, definitely. Coming into the tournament, we were obviously 0-5. So to come out with a win in the first game definitely was a bit of a momentum booster for us, and like we're building and we're getting better every week. So to have that win now has come at a good time for us to keep that momentum rolling into this week.
I know Tate, of course. How's Isaac going to training? The combination of them, will that change the style of game that you'll play with no Tate?
No, it'll remain the same. Yeah, so we'll have both Whitey and Finesy. Yeah, they've been training really well together. Obviously, Tate's got those concussion protocols, but yeah, the other boys have been training really well.
How does Nick compare to Tate? You know, when it comes to you doing your job, like what differences are there that you notice, and how do things change?
To be honest, I haven't really noticed too much of a change. Obviously, we stick to the systems and how we want to play, so we all have roles within that. But yeah, I listen to Whitey, he listens to me the same that me and Tate would out there, so not too much has changed.
Rob, how do you see the Fijian challenge, I guess, up front? People often, talk about, their backline player, and then obviously they've improved a lot.
Yeah. No, we've obviously been prepping really well. We know they love to play for a lot of time and space, so for us the challenge is to cut that off. We know there's a lot of good ball carriers in their forward pack, so they'll look to find dominance there. So the challenge for us as a pack is to prep well and take that away from them in our defence.
Is there anyone in particular in their pack that sort of sets the tone for them, do you think? Do you need to...
Oh, not really. We know right across, they're all pretty lethal in their own right. So we know against Wales they had a lot of dominant carries, and it was led by their forwards. So as a pack, we're challenging ourselves to take that away from Fiji.
In terms of like if Slips gets his first World Cup start, it's his 4th World Cup. What's he like around the group and that? Obviously there's quite a big age gap between a lot of you guys. Do you have like any special nicknames for him, or do you treat him any differently, or what does he bring to the group?
Nah, just Slippy's the only nickname I think we give him. But nah, he's been unreal for us. So for a majority of our team, it's our first World Cup, and for a lot of us, like Karts and myself, that was our first World Cup game. So before that first game, Slippy sort of helped us, all the sort of first World Cup guys, just giving us insight into what it was like the first time for him. Just helping us with our nerves, and it's normal to have nerves, and to hear that from someone like Slippy is, it just helps ease our nerves a lot more, knowing that one of our leaders is just like us, he's human. So it makes us feel more comfortable going into that first game against Georgia. So it's really good having Slippy around the group.
So he kind of got around to each of you like in the lead up to the game or in the change room before? Or
Yeah, I think we had it about maybe the day before the game or 2 days before the game. We sort of had a group meeting. But yeah, Slippy's been getting around most of us just throughout the week, last week, just because the majority of us are playing our first game. So yeah, like I said, hearing it from one of our leaders, and knowing that he's human as well, it's normal for us to feel that as well.
And if Taniela can't play this weekend, is it a next man up mentality that, whoever comes in, I guess you're back for them to do the job, but I get it's a big blow. You played very well in these last few games.
Yeah, 100%. It's definitely next man up for us. There's 33 in this team, and we know it's out of our control when things like that happens. So for us, our prep can't change. We got to keep prepping like we've been doing the whole week against Fiji, and we just back the next guy that comes up, and if they take Nilla's spot, so we just give him the same confidence that we give Taniela.
How's Taniela going mentally? You sort of spoken about how tough it is, and yourself with these injury layoffs. Where do you see that?
Yeah, no, Taniela's in good spirits. I think he's been through, or I went through Achilles injury with him the past year, so I've been with him where it's been really tough. So for him, it's he's been there. So for us, it's just to give him that support. We just got to keep giving him good energy to hope that he's all right to get up for us against Fiji.
Have this opportunity this weekend?
Yeah, I think it's, for me, like obviously watching the last 3 World Cups at home, growing up from a kid to obviously now actually being at one. It's an unreal feeling to be here, but it's tricky not to get caught in that sort of bubble where you think, it's my first time. The most important thing for us now is taking each game, each week, and prioritising that. So for us, the most important game now is Fiji. We don't look any further than that. We just set our eyes on getting a result against Fiji. So it's definitely taking it day by day, but the next game up is always the most important game for us.
Was it tough to stay the course in Melbourne, Rob, given the dominance of AFL down there, to stick to your rugby dreams with the hope that you might one day get to a World Cup?
Yeah, a little bit, I guess. For me, growing up, I sort of thought Australian schoolboys was sort of the pinnacle. Didn't really see like Super Rugby or anything. So that transition going from schoolboy level to actually being in a professional system took me a bit to transition, because I was still obviously young and just had good guys around me at the club when I was coming up. But yeah, for sure, that challenge of AFL being huge there. I didn't really play it at school, so it was pretty much just club growing up. But then obviously the only comps we had was national comps, and then going to play against Queensland, New South Wales. But yeah, definitely challenging when AFL is the biggest sport down in Victoria.
You're not getting any ideas to cut your hair, are you?
Sorry?
You're not getting any ideas to cut your hair?
Oh, I think I've trimmed mine a couple of times this year, but probably won't go that low.
Rob, I've asked a few players, but just about Will's goal, and you're a captain yourself. How do you find his captaincy, and what does he, I guess, offer in that regard?
Yeah, I think the best thing about Will is I feel like he can really bring the team together. He's obviously played a lot in France, and obviously for me being young Samoan growing up and watching Will come up through Waratahs, you definitely remember those guys growing up, and then obviously having him back now for Wallabies and playing with him now, I feel like he's very experienced now playing in France. He's been one of the best players now. So to have someone to lead us like that, he definitely leads for his action. So whenever you see a captain doing stuff like that on the field, you want to follow. So it's been awesome having Willie as our captain for the World Cup.